Hey, pre-video plugs. Twitch. I stream on Twitch almost every day. Twitter. I have spicy hot takes and sometimes funny tweets. Music channel. I dumped a bunch of music a while back and I'm gonna dump some more in a few days. And donations for the extra generous. Links to all these places in the description.
Hey guys, what's up? This is Exact Chase from Slow Achievements.
Wait, say that again.
Hey guys, what's up? This is Exact Chase from Slow Achievements.
Hey guys, this is Joe from Seattle.
And 343 recently confirmed that they are at least talking about implementing crossplay into Halo MCC.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how that hasn't launched with it. Like, am I the only one who's a little confused by that? Gears of War, Forza, Sea of Thieves, like every Microsoft exclusive has crossplay, but for some reason the MCC doesn't. I guess it could be because the MCC was released, like 6 years ago, close to 6 years ago, and they're just now getting around to making it the game it should have been. So maybe architecture is a little different? I don't know. Proceed.
And I'm assuming that this also applies to Halo Infinite as well.
Okay, yeah, no, if Halo Infinite doesn't launch with crossplay, then we're going to have a problem. My coffee's cold. Hang on, I'll be right back. Okay, back to business.
That's a terrible idea.
What?
Just awful.
Just awful. Okay, alright, it's gonna be one of those.
This comes from the place of someone who has played both Halo on PC and console.
And my opinion comes from someone who used to play Halo on console and now plays on PC.
How the turntables.
And I hate this idea. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Some people be saying like, oh, but don't you want to play with PC players? The game's dead. You might as well. No, I don't. I really don't.
Okay, is that really what people are saying? Are people saying that we need crossplay because the game is dead? I don't think that's what people are saying. The game is very much not dead on Xbox or PC. I mean, in terms of player base, you don't need crossplay. But in terms of being good to the consumers, being good to the player base, keeping up with the times, yeah, we do need crossplay. What negatives are there from letting people play together? They both bought the game, didn't they? Don't you think they should be able to play it together?
The game may be dead, but I'd rather it stay dead than be ruined.
You would rather the game stay dead than letting people play together, and that ruins it. Again, the game is not dead on either platform. It's not dead at all. But you would rather a game die than two communities get to play it together. Jesus.
You're probably thinking, oh, you're being dramatic. Ruined? Really? Ruined? Yes, ruined. I've played other games where they've added crossplay because without crossplay, it probably would have not made it past a few months. The example I'm using is COD Modern Warfare.
You really think Modern Warfare would not have made it past a few months without crossplay? Modern Warfare was one of the best-selling games of the year. And, I mean, Call of Duty is a game that will always survive on a single platform. Call of Duty really didn't have to add crossplay. You can still load up Infinite Warfare and find games. That game did not have crossplay, and it was a financial disappointment. You can still find games of Infinite Warfare. I know. I tried it. Just to make sure I was right about this, I whipped out my Xbox One and loaded up Infinite Warfare and found a match. To imply that Modern Warfare would have died without crossplay, even though it's one of the best-selling games in recent history for the franchise, no. No.
That game's almost unplayable. It's not fun. And it's because of PC players. I don't really mind PvE crossplay. I don't really care. But you can't just do one and not the other, so I know they're going to do both.
I mean, have you considered that maybe you just don't like Modern Warfare? That's completely possible. I hate Modern Warfare. I think the multiplayer in that game is horrendous. It has nothing to do with crossplay, though. Maybe you just don't like the game. And as for the PvE thing, it's funny how you said the game was going to be ruined, but now you're saying you don't mind PvE? How would you know they're not going to add a switch that you can turn on and off, which I think they should do. I think every game with crossplay should let you turn it on and off. Let you turn on crossplay for PvE, or let you turn on crossplay for custom matches, but then turn off crossplay when you want to play online. You shouldn't be so dismissive of this.
PvP crossplay is what I'm worried about. Why are you so against crossplay, you might ask? Well, it's because the PC community of any game is always the single most toxic and sweaty aspect of every competitive games community.
Look, I'm not denying the PC community can be toxic, but every community can be toxic. That's just gaming. That's just the internet. The internet is going to be toxic. I'm so tired of this mentality of, oh, the PC community is especially toxic. When, first of all, I just don't believe that. But even if I'm biased in that, because I am part of the PC community, even if I'm biased about that, you can't tell me with a straight face that the PC community is excessively more toxic than the PS4 community, or the Xbox community, or just gaming in general, or just the internet in general. The internet is a toxic place. And as for the sweatiness, have you ever considered that PC games just play out differently than console games? Because we have a mouse and a keyboard. This is another misconception that kind of bothers me sometimes. People look at PC shooters and they're like, oh, PC shooters are just so sweaty. It's so sweaty on PC. No, it's just faster. The pace of games is just faster on PC because we have a mouse and keyboard. The same way that games are just kind of slower on console because you play with a controller. That doesn't mean there aren't sweaty people on controller. Of course there are sweaty people on controller, but if you look at, we can take Warzone. Look at Warzone gameplay from console and Warzone gameplay from PC. It's very easy to tell the difference, and that's not because someone is sweaty, it's just because of differences in the inputs. Not everyone who plays differently than you is a sweat. It's just differences in the game. There are plenty of people who have shown that controller players can keep up with mouse and keyboard perfectly fine.
Halo, the game we're just talking about, for example, you have motherfuckers who will have the energy sword the second the match starts.
Yeah, that's not a PC to controller thing, that's just a game sense thing. If you're upset that people are getting power weapons before you in Halo, you literally just need to get better at Halo.
Because they've memorized the exact pixel they need to throw a grenade at in order to launch the energy sword directly into their hands.
Again, that is not a PC to console thing. That's just you not knowing the game. Get good.
It's impossible to have fun while playing on PC because the player base of every PC game has to ruin every game they ever play with their sweaty bullshit.
Dude, did you never play Halo before MCC? Are you new to this game? Throwing grenades to bounce power weapons, cross-map grenade spots, spawn shots, that's always been a thing in Halo. In every Halo game, that's always been a thing. Unless you started playing Halo with 4 or 5, when 343 started to make changes to these kinds of things. If you ever played the Bungie Halo games, this should not be a surprise to you. You should know what this is. That's just the way Halo is played. That has nothing to do with PC.
And I mean that. I really do. I don't have fun when I'm playing against PC players. It's impossible.
Okay, well, I go back to what I said before. Maybe you just don't like Halo the way you thought you did.
Doesn't matter what I'm playing. I don't have fun. It's impossible.
This is the equivalent of those people who get killed in a game and then immediately assume they're cheating. Because there's just no way that somebody knows the mechanics of the game better than you. There has to be something else going on. And I'm watching your gameplay here. Moving on.
Because the amount of times I've been like, oh, I have you now. Their back's turned. They're not paying attention to me. I shoot them once, and the motherfucker whips around and one-shots me with a shotgun, even though he's holding a DMR, because he's got his sound crank and has his weapon switch bound to his mouse wheel.
Okay, 2 things here. Sound cranking, you can do that on any platform. Weapon swap bound to mouse wheel. On controller, your weapon swap is bound to Y. Or you can put it on one of the paddles, or you can rebind it to something else. Every single Halo game has single button weapon swaps. Again, this is a Halo thing. This is not a PC thing. This is a you not knowing Halo thing.
MCC's already almost unplayable as it is with all the sweaty motherfuckers that live on that game.
I'm sorry, MCC doesn't have crossplay, and now you're saying that it's unplayable because of the sweaty people. I think we found the problem here.
But we don't need to add to that. Many people on Halo Waypoint have even complained that the game is not exactly welcoming to new players because you just get curb stomped in every match you get.
Okay, first of all, I didn't know Halo Waypoint still existed. Second of all, yeah, it's called a learning curve. Every multiplayer game has a learning curve. You're starting to sound like one of those game journos who thinks nothing is good about a learning curve, and every game has to be super easy for every single person. In which case, you're not going to have a good time with Halo, ever.
Raped by 4 stacks, 3 stacks, whatever.
Bungie Halo games are extremely oppressive to new players, and that's part of what made them fun. And that's also part of the reason why a lot of people don't like the 343 Halo games, because they made changes to try and prevent that from happening. Skill gaps are a good thing. In a competitive multiplayer game, a skill gap is a good thing.
And if you're new to the game, it's not exactly welcoming.
So, get better.
People quit left and right. You get stuck in a 1v4, and you're the one person against a 4-stack. That's never fun.
Yes, 1v4s and uneven games in Halo, they're never fun. You're right about that. You're absolutely right about that. But that is not exclusive to Halo, and it's not exclusive to PC. I mean, you made this video about how PC crossplay is a bad thing, but you haven't said anything relating to just the PC. You seem to think it's related to just the PC. I hate to break it to you.
Because they always 4-team you. This might just be because of the game's dwindling population, but...
I'm sorry, the game's dwindling population somehow equates to 4 stacks in Halo. No.
I don't think ruining it is the correct solution.
So let me see if I got this right. The dwindling population means there's more 4 stacks in Halo. Therefore, increasing the player population will ruin it. It's already bad because of the player population, but adding more players will make it worse.
That makes no sense.
What is the correct solution, you may ask? I don't know. Putting out the challenges update that might reinvigorate people playing the game. Put out a new cosmetic update for, say, Halo 2 or 3. That'll make people start playing again. Hell, add Halo 3 ODST Firefight. People have been asking for that. Why not just add that?
Yeah, do all these things, add all these things, but for the love of God, don't let PC players come and play with you, because that would be bad in some nondescript way.
That'll fix it. That'll reinvigorate the game. Y'all gotta add crossplay. Of all the things you could add, all the productive things you could add, you're trying to add crossplay. You're trying to add the scourge of gaming crossplay instead of literally anything else.
How you really haven't given any reason why crossplay is the scourge of gaming, and I'm really trying not to be a butthole here. But you're really bad at Halo.
Literally anything else would be better. I didn't care when they put Halo on PC.
You sure you didn't care about that? Because it sounds like you would care about that. That sounds like exactly the kind of thing you would care about.
I still don't care. It's fine. I can play it on both. I don't give a shit.
I don't give a shit. But also, PC is terrible. PCs are sweaty. Mouse wheel weapon swaps.
But crossplay is a step in the wrong direction. I get that there are good intentions behind it, but it's a bad idea. Every single forum I go on to, crossplay is such a good idea. No, it's not. No, it's fucking not.
Okay, but have you ever wondered why everyone on those forums, in your words, seems to think it's a good idea? Like, if a whole lot of people think a different thing than you, have you ever wondered that maybe, possibly, you could be, wrong?
That will single-handedly kill the game for anyone who's not a god on PC.
You really have not given any reasons why here, and I feel like we're just going in a circle. There's still another 9 minutes of this video. I don't know how long I can get into this video. Like, I really don't know how much longer I can do this. You're just going in a circle, because right now it seems like your whole argument is please no crossplay because sweaty players and because it's oppressive to new players. But those two things are true of literally every multiplayer game to ever exist. You're gonna have to do better than that.
Listen, Halo is one of my favorite games of all time, and I'd hate to see it ruined.
If Halo really is one of your favorite games of all time, how are you so clueless as to basic mechanics? Like spawn grenade shots and power weapons. And I'm watching your gameplay and you seem to not realize the Halo 3 BR is a projectile. I'm having doubts.
This is like the one game that I play consistently. I'd hate to see it ruined by crossplay.
It's not going to be ruined by
You can always play the campaigns and at least somewhere where you can have fun, but you can only play the campaigns so many times. Again, I don't mind like co-op crossplay, but they never ever no one ever implements crossplay in any game that you'd want crossplay.
It's funny because Modern Warfare, Fortnite, Rocket League, Minecraft, Paladins, Realm Royale. These games all have crossplay, and while none of them have been perfect, because nothing is ever perfect, and crossplay is still a pretty new mechanic, and we're all still figuring out the bugs and ironing out the patches, all of those games have maintained a healthy player base largely because of crossplay. These games have one solidary player pool now. All the platforms can be supported at once equally. All the content can be pushed out to every platform at once equally. Games can be balanced in a certain way. Games can get feedback in a certain way. Everyone can play the game with everyone else that they want. And that increases sales of games. I was one of the people who got an Xbox One. My friends got the PS4. And we just didn't really buy games for those consoles. We just kept playing games on the 360 because that was what we all had. From a marketing standpoint and a business standpoint, it makes total sense to put crossplay and everything because that means people aren't restricted by the platforms that they have. And if there is a game that you and your friend both want to play, but you're on different platforms, how likely are you to buy that game instead of just sticking with the games that you have on the same platform? If crossplay is in a multiplayer game, the sales are going to go up because more people are likely to buy it. As much as I hate Modern Warfare, I know multiple people who still play that game solely because it's something that they can play with their friends on other platforms. I've played Fortnite even though I don't enjoy it anymore, but I've played it because there's people that aren't on my platform that I want to play games with. Is it perfect? No. Does it have competitive issues to iron out? Yes. Is it good for the industry? Is it good for everybody? Is it good for consumers? Yes.
It's always a PvP game. It's never anything where it's like, let's work together. No, it's always like, let's fight. And PC always has the unfair advantage because they can turn their FOV up to the size of Texas.
And controllers have aim assist. I mean, if we're just going to be talking about advantages that each platform has, yeah, PC has FOV. Controllers have really strong aim assist. What's your point? In fact, the MCC specifically on PC has incredibly strong aim assist. And it's funny to me that you say you are on Halo Waypoint so much, but you don't bring that part up, because that's something that everyone was talking about. How strong the aim assist is on PC.
And yes, I know that 343 is working on giving console FOV sliders, but that's not going to help.
You literally just complained about FOV on PC, and now you're saying FOV on console won't help. Like, you lost this argument 20 minutes ago.
A lot of you are probably going to say, oh, but console has auto-aim. Yeah, but it's not like we just pick up the controller and automatically we win.
Well, yeah, it's not like PC players pick up a mouse and keyboard and automatically win. You have to learn the mechanics on PC just like you have to learn the mechanics on console. You have the most uncompetitive mindset I've ever heard in reference to a multiplayer shooter that is supposed to be competitive. I'm sorry, I don't care about what your opinions are from a competitive viewpoint. You've made it very clear what you think Halo should be like. So it doesn't surprise me that this bothers you so much.
These motherfuckers can whip around and headshot us with the sniper.
Turn your sense up, learn to aim.
The sniper is 1,000 times more useful on the PC than it ever is on the console.
Yeah, and automatics are 1,000 times more useful at close range on a controller than they are on PC. Like, we can just keep going back and forth. Learn your strengths, learn your platform. If you really want to get good at Halo and you really want to stay on top of Halo, it's very easy to do that, but you don't want to put work in. It's this kind of mindset that's kind of ruining competitive shooters.
You want to know why? Because auto-aim is turned off for the sniper.
Yeah, and PC doesn't have auto-aim, period. Are you really about to whine about how one gun on controller doesn't have aim assist? PC doesn't have aim assist at all.
Or aim assist, or whatever it is. They automatically have an unfair advantage in, say, a sniper battle.
So let me get this straight. Controller has aim assist on everything but the sniper. PC does not have aim assist on anything, but PC has an unfair advantage because of sniper. Like, I'm not denying that you have more precision with a sniper on a mouse and keyboard, but we're talking about collectively in reference to auto aim. This is such a bad argument.
Because they've been playing without aim assist this entire time. They can play without a sniper.
It's so funny that you say that. People say that controller players are so good and it's so hard to play shooters on controller. But now it's a problem that PC players know how to play without aim assist. It's almost like controllers aren't very skill-based of an input device. for shooters. I remember like a year or a year and a half ago, I made a tweet about how if you need aim assist to be good on a controller, you're not actually good on a controller. And people got mad at me for saying that. Even though I grew up playing Gears of War, a game with little to no aim assist on controller, like you can totally get good at shooters on a controller without aim assist. Why is this such a debate? Get good. Like literally, get good. It is completely possible to be good with a controller without aim assist. You just have to put some work in. I know that scares you, but just trust me, it's doable. I believe in you.
And people who say aim assist is like the godsend for console players.
Because at close range with automatic weapons, aim assist is broken in a lot of games. I don't care if you dislike the video. Aim assist is way too strong at close range with automatic weapons in a lot of games. Does that make the two platforms even? Maybe, because mouse and keyboard is way stronger at mid to long range with the precision of a mouse.
Are wrong. It doesn't make us win every game.
Neither does mouse and keyboard.
It barely helps. The amount of times that I've been shooting at someone and then their teammate or something runs in front of me and then my reticle is kidnapped and I have to follow that person for no reason.
It's almost like aim assist makes you build bad habits and you should probably turn it off and get good without it. I mean, I don't play console shooters with aim assist. Even when I used to like actively play shooters on console, I would play without aim assist. Because of the situation you just described. And I felt like it was throwing me off. I felt like I wasn't actually playing very well because there was something doing the aiming for me and the tracking for me. Tracking is a skill that you have to learn. That's something that a lot of people don't want to realize. People are like, oh, we need aim assist to keep up. Oh, mouse and keyboard players can spin around and flick to people. Yeah, but we also have to learn how to predict movements. We have to learn how to track people perfectly. Whereas on controller, you have a device that greatly helps you with that. Can we at least acknowledge that? That if you're playing on controller, your ability to track does not matter nearly as much as it does on mouse and keyboard. And that's why a lot of people think aim assist is broken on automatic weapons at close range because it tracks for you. It takes a lot of the skill out of the gunfight. Can we agree on that at least?
There's just like no control over the reticle. That's why aim assist sucks. I mean, sure, it does help on occasion, but it's not like you have aim assist, you automatically win. No, it doesn't work like that.
But can we at least acknowledge that it helps a lot?
The biggest advantage that PC has, that no one ever wants to talk about, is their ability to not only crank their sound in a way that console players just can't do.
How can PC players crank sound more than console? Like, that literally doesn't make any sense. It's volume. It's headsets. Just turn the knob up.
But also their ability to whip around, do a 360, jump in the air, do another 720, all in the span of like 10 seconds.
I mean, have you ever seen a trick shotter on COD? Because they literally do that.
If you're on console, how long is that going to take? Because Halo has look acceleration.
So turn it off if you want.
Meaning that when you're turning, you have to be turning for a while before you're moving fast.
Can't you turn that off, though? I swear you can turn that off.
It's a slow turn. It's none of that whip shit the PC has. Now, you look at me and say that that's fair?
Yes, that is fair. I would look you in the face right now and say, yes, that is fair. Because you know what PC players have to learn how to do? We have to learn how to manage how fast we're turning. There's no dead zone on a mouse. There's no reactive spinning on a mouse. We have to learn our DPI. We have to learn our sensitivity, our horizontal, our vertical sensitivities. We have to find one that works best for us. And we have to learn how quickly or how slowly in certain situations to move our mouse. So it's not just one static speed. It's the same exact way you have to learn how to do this on a thumbstick. I would argue even more so on PC because there's just more motion and there's just more arm space on a PC. Yes, I'm looking you in the face and I'm telling you this is fair.
You're wrong. It's not. There's no fair gameplay in that. When it takes me 3.5 years to turn left, to turn around.
I'm just laughing because you're complaining about how long it takes you to turn around in Halo. But the clip that you're showing as you said that literally had you turn around in like a quarter of a second. This whole video is like someone just complaining that there's people better than him at Halo. And you need to stop that from being on display. Like, trust me, we've been seeing your gameplay. It's been on display.
When it takes them 0.3 seconds to turn around and shoot me in the face.
0.3 seconds to turn around. That sounds exactly like how it is on console.
That's not fair. That's the opposite of fair. That's bullshit. And Halo has this thing called fair start. How does fair start apply in this scenario? It doesn't.
Fair start is a mechanic to the game starts in Halo. It's on every platform. It's just another thing that you just don't understand about Halo, I guess. I've been recording this video for 34 minutes and 39 seconds. I don't know how long the finished product is at this point. I'm really debating just walking away from this one. I don't think we're going to get anywhere. There's still another 6 minutes of his video. I don't know if I can do it.
Let me tell you, it doesn't. When you start with an advantage, that takes away the fairness of the start. And I'm sick and fucking tired of PC players saying, well, console has the advantage because they have aim assist. Shut your fucking face, alright?
We're going to do something really fun. Ready? I'm going to play this clip again, but in full screen. Ready? Go. Take a look at this clip. This is a projectile weapon. This game is 13 years old. This weapon has been a projectile for 13 years. This is the person telling you Halo is not fair based on input alone. If you have played any video game with hit scan weapons and projectile weapons, you should see how hilarious this is. You go on this 14-minute rant about how crossplay in Halo is inherently unfair, but all throughout this video, you've just been making it painfully clear you don't know the basics of this game. And I don't even know which aspect I want to focus on more. Should I focus on more of the crossplay aspects and what that's going to mean for the game and for the future of the franchise, for the future of gaming? Or do I talk about how you are in absolutely no position to be talking about the technical and balancing elements of a first-person shooter? Because you so obviously don't understand multiplayer game design. Like, I'm at a loss. I can't keep watching this video because you're so unfocused, you're so uninformed, but you're so passionate about what you want to think. I just can't keep doing it. I'm done. I can't. Links in the description to my other stuff. I can't do this. I'm gonna go angrily do push-ups.